Hi Jags fans, and welcome to Series 2 Episode 4 of the official Partick Thistle Football Club podcast. Series 2 of the PTFC podcast is proudly sponsored by Pitch Me and is once again produced in partnership with our hosts at the podcast rooms here at the Wire Stadium at Firhill. In this episode we are speaking to a real fan's favourite immediately after a very unusual Saturday for him, watching from the stands for the first time this year after 48 consecutive appearances. He's one of our own. It's Thistle number 21, Aidan Fitzpatrick. Aidan, welcome to the Thistle podcast. How are you today?
I'm alright. Back trained this morning, so hopefully looking well for Saturday.
I thought you were out to say back in this room again, but let's keep that one to ourselves. First up, how did you cope watching a game instead of playing? What kind of spectator are you?
That was obviously different. For going so long to playing to being in the stand, it was different, but maybe one different like to look at type thing, to see what I can learn type thing obviously from being in the stand. But it was alright, and a good victory for the boys, another solid win, so long may it continue.
Absolutely. Well, more importantly, what was it like sitting next to Stevie Lawless for 90 minutes?
That was funny to be fair, because you get his insights of the game. Probably best to be kept to myself right enough, but that was obviously learning things off him telling me things I should be doing when the games I was playing and stuff like that. So, and obviously he's a good laugh as well, so that was alright.
Oh, good. Rumour is that you guys joined in the boing boing. Any truth in that?
No, maybe for your side, but we weren't in the stone now.
What about that point you made? Just the chance to watch a game's been very rare for you, but you see anything in your teammates that you maybe don't see when you're out in the pitch, pick up a couple of bits and bobs?
I think also I was next to Dan Mackay, Stevie and Mitch. They all said to me, is it as bad to watch as it is playing in it? And I actually said, no, it doesn't feel as bad. I think you can see it when you're watching it. Obviously we're not as free flowing as whatever we used to be, but as I think I've seen a lot of people say, you'd rather win 1-0, no playing well, but obviously that there's good football side that's still to come, which is a good thing.
Yeah, we've got to remember that was a Dunfermline team that just cuffed Livingston 3-0, and days later you go there and get 3 points. Absolutely no complaints.
It's definitely an easy place to go regardless.
Yeah, a cracking win, third in a row as we head into 2 home matches in a row. I'm going to let the manager update your fitness later in the week. That's his department. We're giving nothing away on the podcast. Don't know who's listening. But as you're sat here today, 23 years young, still just a young man with so much football behind you, but so much football ahead of you. You've packed loads into the past sort of 6 or 7 years. Do you ever take a step back and appreciate, how well everything has gone so far to date?
Yeah, kinda. Just obviously, if they saying to me like, "Oh, how are you still that age?" and all that, I feel like you've been about for ages, like stuff like that. But I just say like, obviously from such a young age, people ask me like, I've obviously been here since I was like 10-year-old. Do you know what I mean? That's just kind of happened to me throughout the full year, throughout my full career type thing. But you do sometimes look back at like certain me moments and stuff like that. But as you say, there's still a long way to go. So. No, that's looking good. Aye,
it's a long time since your debut, and we'll come to that history-making debut soon and cover both your Firhill spells shortly. But as always in the podcast, we'll cover your journey from being a young pup to through primary school football and into the Thistle first team. What was your earliest memories of kicking a ball?
I think it's probably just the same as probably what I've says, just in the park with my granddad or whatever, just kicking the ball as far as high as I could. And then just for that, just kind of went into like school football. Primary, with my P7's teacher that actually got me involved with Thistle at the trials. Her dad was on the board or something like that. That's how I ended up getting involved with a trial. And then obviously from that trial, I was into the academy, and then just from there I went step by step.
Yes. Let's give this person a shout out because we've got a lot to thank her for. It's Lauren Gilfillan, isn't it? Miss Gilfillan.
Miss Gilfillan,
so she's a talent spotter.
She's the reason I'm sitting here now.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Lauren. What was your let's go to primary school football, and what was that like for you? What was young Aidan Fitzpatrick like? Were you always quite attacking? Where did you play?
I was getting the ball and running at people. I know being up myself, I was probably one of the better ones in my school, so it was kind of like most games revolved up playing like the ones that were kind of similar to me, but as you say, you just go out and enjoy it. With a care in the world, like you're just running about, trying to score as many as you can. And then from there I went to North Kelvin. I was just kind of the same boys club type thing, just going out and enjoying it. Saturday morning or whatever it was, playing with your pals, just actually getting like the love for the game type thing. Mm-hmm. And obviously for there it's went, no, obviously not the full-time football, but like academy stuff. learning that type of
Absolutely, yeah. We'll come to the academy shortly. I'm sure. What through those kind of early years, who were your main influences? Were there, whether it's family, teachers, coaches, that sort of thing?
Obviously, just from Miscofilling, being the main one to like kind of get me that kind of trial, like make me make that step up. And I just say probably my granddad. This the one I was closest to growing up. Like take me out and stuff like that. Just kind of helped him.
And what was your situation just before you joined the Thistle Academy? Was there was there ever any opportunity for you to join a different one, or was Thistle the first opening?
I wasn't like properly in my head during school. As I said, I was just going out and playing for the fun of it. And then Miscofilling said to me like, look, there's a trial there if like you want it type thing. And then for that, the rest is history.
Incredible, absolutely. We certainly do have a lot to thank her for. Right, let's talk about what's now the Partick Thistle Youth Academy, the Thistle Weir Youth Academy, of course. When you were there, that do you remember your kind of trial and that first experience?
I remember it was at Fowl Complex. Like when I had the season I joined, that I should have been the year below, but they didn't have that year. I was just started say under 13s or something. So that was just a trial that I went on, and then ended up signing for the 13s. And then the next year I stayed 13s again, and then just kind of went because I was my own age, and then I just kind of stayed for that. But I just throughout the Full Academy, I think the main ones were Jerry and Scotty. They were the main ones that actually focused on me type thing to get the best out of me, to enjoy it, and that's probably the main reason that the player I'm today down today too. Yeah,
Jerry Britton and Scott Allison, two pretty good mentors for you to learn under. Well, we've seen Scott in particular take a lot of pride in how he helped you, but how you benefited from that training. Repetition through those trials and videos.
Even just for normal training, but then it was like individual training, on that stuff like the day release stuff like that. He was more focused on things that he wanted me to get better at type thing, no things I was already good at. To just kind of hang in my overall game. But I definitely just the amount of work Jerry and Scotty put into me was different level.
Did they work on you? What's noticeable about you as a footballer, but just how two-footed you are? Was that something that was worked on, or was that always quite natural?
But actually, it's quite a weird one. I think I've just always had it type thing. But I have been worked on it before, like the crossing and the finish and all that. But I think just like the general being able to use my left foot, I've kind of always had, which is quite weird. But that's like I also has trained type thing, but like the base of it was always there.
Yeah. That's what. To be fair to Jerry in particular, was another player who was very two-footed. So it's I didn't know whether he'd given you some any advice, but it's obviously a lot of it is quite natural. At that point, what players did you look up to, whether within the Thistle network or even beyond?
I think just like in the academy above me was players like Kevin Nisbet, Neil McLaughlin, Andy McCarthy, stuff like that were like obviously still younger but played in the first team, stuff like that. Just boys that you look up to, and even like the ones like younger than was like James Stokes, stuff like that. They played out in the wing, just stuff like that. Obviously you're younger than at the time that you want to look up to, and that's like where you want to be type thing. So I just had older ones in the academy, in the 20s or whatever it was.
You had some decent success at academy level, but you weren't obviously long in making your first team debut. We always go back to that summer evening in Coatbridge, first century born Thistle appearance and goal all on the same night. What do you remember about that?
I'd say first of all it was down to Scott McKenzie. I think gave me the chance at 20s when I was still 16 or whatever, to then push me up into the first team. Obviously with Archie training and stuff like that, and then as you say that night I wasn't expecting it to go on, never mind score, but I think he just said to me when I got on, go and enjoy myself. And I remember Andy McCarthy playing the ball at the top, I just killed it dead, and then toe poked it in the bottom corner and just ran away. But as you say, it's just one of them you don't even expect to get on, never mind going on to score. But that was a great night overall.
Absolutely. What that first spell, loads of things happened. There's probably one goal that people talk about quite a lot. What was your own highlights of the first spell at Thistle?
I think I've just overall playing as many games as I did in my first season, but I'm going to talk about Dundee United out there last minute. And there's a double up at Stranraer, that was nice. And the 5-0 I think it was.
Yep.
The assist against Celtic was nice. Just the overall atmosphere there in general. As you say, I think it was just the overall amount of games I played at such a young age was special.
Yeah. That Stranraer game you were rewarded, I think, with player of the round, weren't you? And gifted a There's a cracking picture of you, Iron Brew cap and the Iron Brew bottle, which I believe you've still got.
I've actually still got the bottle. It's turning out see-through now. But it just sits in my window ledge. Still got the sticker and all that on it, but it's definitely no Iron Brew anymore.
What about when you did break through then, and you were still very young, 17, 18? Who was of great assistance to you in the Thistle team at that point?
Closest to, well, no, probably definitely the closest. It was Christy Elliott. He kind of took me under his wing.
Yeah.
Just kind of helped me just off the pitch, and even that's when we're in training, but not actually doing it, just walking about the place. He was always there for me type thing.
Yeah. We
got on very well. We had a good laugh with each other, stuff like that, and then probably James Penrice as well. Just kind of being younger as well, being in the first team. Just helped me off the pitch, what to do, what not to do, and just obviously having a laugh in general, just about the place, make me feel welcome type thing.
Absolutely.
I'd say definitely it was Christy.
Did you keep in touch with James?
Yeah, a few times. Spoke to him a few times. Spoke to Christy a few times as well. Obviously, he's got the kid in that now.
Yeah.
It's just the odd time you still keep in touch.
I think I read, when I was looking ahead of this interview, there was a newspaper article. Christy Elliott was obviously interviewed, but his quote about you was Aidan Fitzpatrick has everything. It's quite nice to hear, isn't it?
He was probably one of the biggest ones that I don't know the word, but wanted me to do well type thing. I think that's why we got on so well. So I'll take it.
At the same time as you were wearing red and yellow, you obviously got some dark blue recognition as well. Scotland 17s, 18s, 19s, is that right?
I think it started.
So you'll know better than me.
Sure.
What stands out from Max? What was that like as a young player to get selected for your country, and then
I went on trial at the performance school and didn't even get in. To then obviously playing with Thistle, you just think they're not going to be looking at the, saying that as if it's a small club, obviously not, but you just think they're going to go to your Celtics, Rangers, stuff like that. So when I did actually get the call up, you're looking at it, and I was probably one or two people that weren't in a performance school, which kind of made it as if it was a wee bit more special that they were looking out with the performance schools. As you say, it's obviously a different experience. You're playing with different boys that obviously play at different clubs, so you're learning a lot of different things. And obviously just through the Scotland coaches as well, you're learning a lot of different things, and it's a different experience overall, getting away from the club football. And that was obviously a very special moment.
Yeah. Talk to me about that performance school, because I didn't appreciate that.
I was on trial from the secondary I went to. Well, it must have been before that, but the secondary I was going to, me and another boy got on trial to Holyrood, and then he actually got into the school and I never. So I just went into my normal St Thomas Aquinas that I was going to anyway. Yeah. And then from that I was just going to day release, just playing with Thistle as I normally would, Saturday, train whatever days it was, and then I got the call up from just playing with Thistle type thing. So no actually them looking into the performance school, see me every day. Which felt a wee bit more special type thing, that they were actually looking elsewhere at that. And notice I've stand out just from playing obviously week in, week out with Thistle at that young age. And
what's it actually like, the process and the experience of, going away with, that's...
That was class to be fair. It was funny obviously meeting different boys that you're maybe pals with outside of football. And then just because you're waiting for the second you wake up to the second you go to bed, you're training, you're just chilling in people's rooms or whatever, doing whatever you usually do. And there's meetings just throughout, you're obviously getting your breakfast, lunch, dinner, stuff like that. As you say, you're just with the boys generally 24 hours of the day for however long the camp is. Which is obviously different because here you're only wearing 4 hours of the day or something, whatever it is. Then see them the next day, but it's just different experiences in general, but good experiences.
What was the most far-flung place you headed off to when you were capped?
One that sticks out probably was Estonia. I just remember the snow, man. It was absolutely freezing. It was Estonia. Denmark was quite decent to be fair, that was freezing as well. And then most were Spain, stuff like that, just Pinatar, whatever it was called. Yeah. That was where most of the camps were, but the one that sticks out definitely was Estonia.
Tell me something about Estonia you didn't know before you went there, just that it's cold.
How much snow it had. I think one of the nights we were had a snowball fight at the front of the hotel at 9 at night or something. One of the ones that stick out.
As well as going to all these places. In fact, final one in the Scotland front. Who, coaching wise, what was the experience like actually being coached, and who stood out?
Brian McLaughlin was the main coach throughout the years I had, and just obviously the different experience he had. It's maybe different for club football, obviously you're just playing a full league, but obviously these ones are you're trying to get through to the next stage of competition or whatever, the game like the way you play a game might be different if you're just playing a normal league game and stuff like that. You're just learning a lot of different things. But Brian McLaughlin was the main coach throughout my...
Did he take a particular interest in you because of your position, did you feel, or...?
Kind of, if you think it was just more as well, because I wasn't in a performance school, we kind of like that kind of side it type thing. It looked a wee bit more into like tell me, as you say, what not to do, what to get better at, what I'm already good at type thing. But he was the main one,
Right, as well as Estonia and Denmark and Spain, you also Norwich. You added Norwich to your destination list. Right. What do you remember about how that move came about?
I had another one at the list was Iceland with Thistle in the Ray Cup, and we went on to win that Ray Cup by beating Norwich in the final 3-2, and I've scored a hattie. So I think that's just kind of where it started that summer.
Understandably.
So the boys were actually unreal that tournament, playing against like Burnley, Sunderland, obviously teams here in Iceland, to beat Norwich in Iceland's national stadium. Scoring a hattie was quite...
Wow.
No many people can say, can they?
Not at all. Can you remember the 3 goals? Talk us through them. Talk us through one of them.
One I've cut in on the left, and I think I've actually got a close goal and it's right in the top corner closest to me. I'm sure it was, I can't mind there. I think it was the second one. I've got the byline and they think I'm going to cut it across, but I just went near post. The goalie's either step to get it.
Yeah.
Can't mind that one. Then at 3-0 I went off because somebody's clamped me in the corner. I went off and then it went 3-2 and I'm sitting there like, oh no, don't do this. And it eventually finished 3-2 and then that
is just a classic Fitzy performance, isn't it? A cut in and shoot.
I remember I
deceive the keeper.
It was the same at that tournament. Me and him, I think, were joint top goal scorers of the tournament, both flying. And then obviously I went to the final and scored a hat to win 3-2. But I think that's where it originally started for that tournament. They've picked up interest, and I think it was two or three summers after that the move actually finally happened.
So from Glasgow to Norwich, you know, going way out with your comfort zone at a very young age. How did you prepare for that, and what lay in store? I
think it was just it was like kind of happened over a couple of weeks. That was just kind of like whenever I was going with my pals or whatever, I was just to be ready that I could go any second type thing. I think just eventually it happened. My agent phoned me like, right, say the flight's at 8 o'clock, like you need to go and pack a bag type thing. We'll go down and look at it, see if you like it type thing. Then you'll be back up for however long until you're ready to actually go down. I went down, flown a wee Logan airplane. It was that wee paper airplane. So I flew down with him, stayed in a hotel, seen the training ground, met all the staff, the players, stuff like that. And I enjoyed it. I like just been down there, freedom type thing. The couple of days I was doing. Then came home, generally packed up for good, packed everything I had, and flew down and moved into the house.
What age were you at that moment?
Just turned 19, I think.
Just turned 19.
Because I was 19 in March, and I went that June.
Yeah.
Whenever that summer was.
Well, I've heard you talk about this quite recently. Just that, you know, the experience away from the football and trying to settle and doing all these new things. How?
It was definitely hard at the start. Just getting used to seeing my mum every day, stuff like that, my dog, stuff like that. Obviously everybody likes her in bed, don't they? So it's different when you're moving away and it's not the same. I think that over time I get used to it. As I just the freedom of being able to do what I want to do. Not that I can't do that here, but just like living myself.
Yeah.
I actually quite liked, it's going to sound quite weird, but like doing the washing, cooking, stuff like that I've never experienced before. I think it was just the full freedom of doing things I wouldn't do when I was here, but it's obviously a good experience out of the football. But overall I generally did like it, moving away.
What the homesickness just mainly about missing people rather than anything else?
Friends and family, moving away in such short notice. I had a leaving night before I went and then came back, had a leaving night with my pals, stuff like that. Somewhere up between somewhere, probably, like half or something. Then obviously go down full time to like no seeing them in like weeks or whatever.
Yeah. So
I'd come home every like 4 weeks or something like that. Also just down the main one, friends and family that you're not seeing that you obviously do every day.
Yeah.
Obviously going down at first there, like if they down there strangers to type thing, you just need to build that bond with them as fast as you can because it's got to be teammates or whatever. I think I did quite well because there was a few Scottish boys that joined that same summer as me. So no, it did work out alright to be fair.
The football experience then, you talked about the training facilities, that would presumably have been a bit of an upgrade because you're going to English Premier League with all that funding.
They just built a 5 million academy like complex type thing, never mind for the first team. I was all together obviously, but the academy side things, get 5 million put into it, new training pitches, changing rooms, everything you can probably imagine. Going for here that didn't even have it, like you didn't know where you're going to train type thing, to going down there, which is obviously a big step, but it was one you got used to. This wouldn't be a hard type thing, you've got everything you want in these buildings.
Yeah. And how competitive was the actual football? How do you fare?
It was alright, to be fair. Obviously playing the 30 games first team here, to go back, it wasn't as if it was a step back, but you're going down there to play 23s again. It's obviously a wee bit different because I was used to playing the first team before I went down. You're playing in front of like 200 people instead of like 3,000. It was just a wee bit of getting used to again, but the quality was alright, to be fair. It probably wasn't what I was expecting. I know I can't say much, I didn't last long down there, but I'd probably, as you said, Prem team, but the academies type thing, I probably not as, I'm saying that, but like they were obviously faster, stronger and all that, but overall it was alright, to be fair.
So what changed? What made you head back up the road firstly?
Just because obviously I went for first team back to academy, I wanted to play first team again.
Yeah.
Wherever that ended up at Cunard South. Obviously back home probably wasn't the best thing for me. After I'd been down there, got used to it, stuff like that, because they trained in Hamilton. So I did generally just stay with my mum, travelled through to Hamilton every morning. Again, I was playing first team again in the Scottish Championship. Just again getting more experiences playing the actual game. And then when I went down the next summer, I trained 8 weeks pre-season, and then they just basically said to me, look, you're not going to be a first team player here. You can go on loan again, you can play 23s, or you can take a pay up. So I just took a pay up. And then obviously it took me a while to sign again, but then I ended up signing Cunard South again that summer. I think it ended up September by the time I actually signed. But I was just one that Alan Johnson was helping me because I didn't ever come in, I was helping them because I needed a winger type thing. Then I didn't go to plan because I was injured quite a lot of the full season. So I think it was going from no playing to then playing.
Yeah.
I was just one of them. Norwich said to me, look, you're not going to be a first team player. And I didn't, obviously I didn't, you don't like hearing that as a player, but I'm no daft, like it's part of football, do you know what I mean? Like, as you say, I would rather go down there and stayed down there as long as I could to get more experience. I'd just been down there type thing. But as you say, it's part of the game, innit? So obviously I came back up here, try to get playing again. I was injured, and then thankfully McCall took a punt on me that summer after I was injured. I think I done alright considering I was at the full season before.
Not half. Where was your kind of confidence in your head at in that period, I guess, from leaving Norwich to really establishing yourself back here?
Well, I imagine getting told off a team like you're not going to be a first team player there. That was probably something I didn't experience before. Because obviously throughout the full time at Thistle I was like, oh, you'll play older, and then I played however many games I did with the first team at such a young age. I was just kind of as if I just thought that was a normal type thing because I didn't experience anything else to then go down there and basically get told like, no, you're not good enough type thing. As you say, it's still part of the game. Like, obviously it's no nice to hear, but as you say, came back up here and then didn't sign with Cunard South till like September. I was about just getting like fitness again and stuff like that. I knew a lot of the boys there as well, so it wasn't as if I was going to somewhere I didn't know type thing. To then obviously get playing again, back to what I was doing best before I went down there. To then getting injured was obviously hard. That was the first proper injury I experienced with my quad. And then I thought I came back for that, and I've come back for that, and I've done my hammy. So I was out for a good while with that. I've tried to come back train one day, and it just didn't feel right when the physio, and I decided to just say like, we'll just scrap the rest of the season because there wasn't long left to get me ready for the pre-season. And then from that pre-season I was in training here before I actually signed because I had to get that compensation or something. I wasn't obviously part of all that. I didn't know what was going on behind it. Then obviously I was fit obviously from that hammy. I took so long to then be ready for when I was in day one here under McCall, and obviously that took a while to sign. I was still doing pre-season as if I was signed type thing. McCall said to me like, you're no on trial, like you're here, just train as if you're a signed player type thing. And then it eventually got done, and then obviously I was kind of in and out at the start with Tiff being injured, stuff like that. I think I was alright when I took the chance type thing, and obviously it wasn't until the end of that season, towards the end it was a playoff run, I kind of got my best form that I've probably ever played since I first originally left here.
Let's do it then. Let's talk about the playoffs. It's impossible to avoid them, so PTSD warning, but the emotions of the goals, I mean, an incredible run, and you rip apart that last bit, which we won't talk about, but you know, those moments against Ross County were pretty exceptional.
And just the full playoffs in general, the way we finished the season into the playoffs was crazy. The atmosphere out there was, I've never experienced that before, and even the away games was crazy as well. Just the way we were playing, we're going for fun. I didn't feel like ever getting beat. I just say it was the most Thistle thing ever did. Probably got there and happens, doesn't it?
Right, we'll move on very, very quickly. 28 goals. I think you're Dunfermline was your 28th or 29th. Did we have a debate about this?
I'm sure we did last time.
Last time, what are you talking about? Right, pick your top three then.
I think the top one's got to be the Ross County first leg out there.
Yep.
I think the Dundee United out there last minute winner. I know they went up and scored after it actually, but it was offside. I just remember running into the fans. I just remember the guy with the big afro. I remember that for that day. And then probably that Dunfermline one. What was that, 4 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
Just the way we've been playing, the way I've been playing myself personally. It was just nice to do it so late on and also get a big win for what we needed.
Yeah. I was touching on the fact that 48 consecutive appearances, and you pointed out prior to that there was only 2 missed, and there was 43 consecutive. So, as you said, 91 out of 94, you've made basically some record, especially the attention you get in the pitch, because you do get, 2 or 3 men on you. You get a few kickings.
Just been used to that.
How do you just build up a bit of resilience there?
I think I take it as a compliment type thing. Just something I've been used to even through like school football. People smashing me because I'm either too fast or something like that. But it's just something I've been used to, getting hit. Obviously nobody likes getting hit type thing, but that's just something I've been used to just going out throughout the full year, so that's alright.
Let's quickly acknowledge both the full-backs at Thistle, because firstly we've got Harry, who you've just developed a brilliant partnership with and understanding with.
I don't think Harry needs a lot to say about him. Everybody knows the energy he brings, he doesn't stop. He loves smashing people and all, so I think you can see what Harry brings to the team. It's a different level.
Yeah. And then on the other side you've got Canago now, who's made the position his own for now, who you know a lot about. A great battle at the end of last season.
When I first came in, I was trying to stay away from him in training. But now, as you say, you can see the qualities he brings. How good he was last year for Airdrie. Me personally, seen it up against him. It's probably the hardest I played against last year. Probably know my best games. I know I scored against him out there. It wasn't really a 1v1, I just kind of ran away from him when I was through and goal. But I think every time I actually had to stone him up, I think he got the better of me. But I just say it's a good thing to have him in the team though. I think you can see that both sides, how attacking and defending well.
Absolutely. So given all that, 2 spells, so many memories, and you're still only 23. What does Partick Thistle Football Club mean to you?
Nah, it's probably all I know football wise. Obviously saying good in Norwich, but it was 23s, and then the brief spells I had at Canoe South playing. I kind of mind what I played in the first season to then not really playing at all the second season. Football wise, club wise, it's all I really know. Obviously been for so long, I've seen everything type thing, I've met everybody that's been involved. Obviously it's a big part of me. Even when I was doing Norwich, I couldn't South, I was looking to see what for the win, what for the boys I knew here were doing well, scoring and stuff like that. So as you say, it is really all I really know football wise. Magnificent.
Long may it continue. Let's break things up with a few quick questions, right? Just quickest answer you can give it. I'm going to ask you, Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
No doubt about it. That was quick.
Zero doubt.
What stadium in the world that you've not played at would you most like to?
Camp Nou, probably.
Fitzy at the Camp Nou, I'd pay for that. Brilliant. Right, complete tangent. Who's the best darts player at the club?
Big Asher.
Aye.
But he's done a wee thing now, but he was that good that nobody would go up and play him though. Because nobody would just beat you, so I think he's put it on himself, but probably Big Asher.
Lee Ashcroft Darts Challenge, I can see aye. Right, okay. What's your favourite sport to watch other than football?
Probably sound boring, but golf.
Golf. What about to play other than football?
Try golf, but I'm rubbish at it. I can't get into it. So probably tennis.
Tennis?
Playing that a wee bit before I hurt my shoulder, but I was alright at tennis.
Aye.
I wouldn't say alright, but I could hit the ball in the net.
And who's the most 2-footed player at the club?
Myself.
Who's the most two-footed player you've ever played with, apart from yourself?
Played with?
Aye. Yourself?
I can't think off the top of my head.
Right, that'll do. Back to the present day, 2 home games coming up, another good win on Saturday, 9 points from 9, unbeaten since September, a lot to like. Momentum just starting to build for us, hopefully.
Definitely. I think I said at the start, we're winning. I think you'd rather win 1-0 than get beat 4-3, playing nice. As I said, the momentum, we've won 3 in a row now, we look solid, we don't look conceding a goal, and I'm more hoping that's going to stick, and then the opposite side things can change the free-flowing that we're all used to type thing. But as you say, you'd rather win a 1-0 scrappy game, climb the table as much as you can. And
the Championship overall, it doesn't get any easier year on year, does it? Every game's a battle.
Every season that MD can beat MD. Obviously Falkirk look like the ones to beat now, but I just think we're more than confident to go and beat them and push for that top spot.
Yeah. And finally, just probably need to acknowledge the relationship you've got with the fans, because that goes back a long way now. Taking that the win against Dunfermline as an example, scoring late and hearing them all chanting your name. I mean, how does it just sum up how that we want to get inside your head as a player, because we all love to be a Thistle player, but how does that feel?
No, it's also a special bond we have from such a young age. As you say, it's just a special moment when you hear however many it is behind that goal singing your name. Obviously, it just gives you that wee extra thing maybe you don't have, like, energy wise, but I think everybody will say it in general, just when you've got the fans behind you, how much a big difference it does, not even just for myself but for everybody. When you've a wee down moment or whatever, like how big a jump it can actually give you. And
a lot of those fans, we've watched you grow up at Thistle, but you've seen a lot of those fans turn in from wee boys and the crew that's behind the goal in particular.
Quite a lot. There's a lot of young boys now behind the goal, but as you say, there's ones I bump into quite a lot in the street, stuff like that. I'm not going to no talk to tight. I've spoke to them for as long as I can remember, but as you say, they're a big part of this club.
And just to press home that point as a final point, when fun for how is it is as noisiest as we hope it is this Saturday, it really does make a difference to the players.
Definitely. I think you can see that in the playoffs. I know the games are kind of different, so obviously there's that kind of different feel to the games, but even the away games, the fans are crazy. How loud, it's probably the loudest I've ever experienced playing. No, probably definitely there's the games that they playoffs were definitely the loudest I've played in front of.
Well, let's hope for more of the same on Saturday. Aidan, Fitzy, as always, it's been a pleasure. Keep doing what you're doing, and here's to a successful season for you personally and for the team. And thanks again to the podcast rooms, our hosts here, and series sponsor Pitch Me. Do get in touch if you want to sponsor a future episode, with 100% of all funds going straight to the club. Thanks again for watching or listening. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon for episode 5. On the Jags.